If you enjoy movies, comic books, and pop culture, be sure to like and subscribe.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by REC Comics and Collectibles. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me as always,
Eric Icarus.
Eric.
What's up, Mike?
You can find us on the gram at REC Comics, or at REC Podcast. You can follow me at Roman REC Podcast. You can follow the shop at REC Comics, or you can come visit us at 7679 North Union Boulevard in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And you can find Eric mean and in the streets, doing the dirt.
Yeah.
I almost finished a rhyme inappropriately, but that's just the writer in me. That's just the writer. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man.
Good. On the ones and twos, we have the big tuna. Guys, I'm fighting a little throat thing. So I will be talking in a lower tone.
You got that Michael Douglas thing going?
I got the Douglas. God dang it, Eric. And I just I'm losing my voice, so I'm gonna do my best. The switch is on, Eric.
Okay. Hey.
But the batteries are low.
Oh, okay.
They're low, all right?
Charge your batteries, man.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Kind of a slow news week, movies, shows, comics-wise. Got a couple of things, and actually quite a big announcement for there not being many announcements. Image has announced, Image Comics, that they will be leaving Diamond distributions after at least 32 years.
A long time, yeah.
And they will be leaving to Diamond's only real, one of two real competitors, Lunar Distribution, that handles predominantly the DC stuff.
Yep.
BCW Comic Supplies.
Right.
And a myriad of several different, like Vault Comics, like smaller publishers.
Right.
Well, this is a big deal because, as you remember, kind of when we've been doing this podcast, we've actually seen all of this happen.
Right.
In the start of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Diamond was like, we have to shut down this and that. We can't do this. And DC was like, we need to put comics out.
Yeah.
So they partnered with, I believe, the people that own Midtown Comics to create Lunar Distributions.
Yeah.
They were delivering comics first in the pandemic, and it was a big deal.
God bless them.
And it opened the door for a few months later. Marvel left Image as their predominant shipper, or Marvel left Diamond as their predominant distributor to go to Penguin Random House, which is already a well-established,
destroyer of comics.
Yes. Me and what you call it, Barnes and Noble, we got the same dealer. All right, we'll come to your local man. I give you a nice price. All right. But yes, Image Comics, which is the number 3 and has sometimes been the number 2 printer of comics in the industry, has taken out Marvel once.
Yes.
During the boom in the 90s, when the Image number 1s came out, because every number 1 was selling 1 million copies. It was ridiculous.
Man, those were the days, man.
Those were the days, man.
So what does that leave Diamond with, as far as a title?
Great question.
Yeah.
So Diamond is still our main source of action figures.
Okay.
Basic gaming supplies, so like Hero Clicks. God, what's that other one? It's not Dungeons and Dragons. It's something else. It's not Magic. It's some miniature game, but I don't do it, so I don't know it. See, action figures like knick-knacky stuff, cups, magnets, and then the 2 big things they have comic-wise now that nobody else has is Boom Studios, which we know from Something is Killing the Children, House of Slaughter, and many other things from James Tynion. And, Grimm. Grimm is good.
Yeah, Grimm is great.
Which is not a Tynion book.
Yeah.
And Dynamite Entertainment.
Okay.
Dynamite Entertainment does Red Sonja, Vampirella,
all the booby books.
The booby books, as Eric. That is right, though.
I did not call them that. They've been coined by some other patrons that come in here.
Yeah, that's true. They are the booby books.
I'm just relaying it.
Scantily clad women dressed as such.
Virile, scary, strong women. Yeah.
But yes, Red Sonja has chainmail just covering her breasts and crotch.
Hey man, they're sensitive areas.
Yeah, they are sensitive areas, but come on, let's be practical.
Don't want to get sunburned.
So yeah, that's it. Now, I believe Dynamite can distribute through another distributor as well.
Right.
And for somebody who had basically the market for 35, 40 years with Diamond, they lost that grip. And during the pandemic, they had to shut down a distribution hub, which, it's pretty crazy.
So they kind of did it to themselves. Strangely.
You know,
I mean, I understand the circumstances dictated what happened.
Yes.
but
they had it.
They had it.
They let it slip through their hands.
They really did.
And all they had to do was just figure some things out. Now, were there distribution hubs in places severely affected by COVID restrictions?
Sure.
Probably. I don't know that.
But these other places got around it. How couldn't they?
Because maybe they're in a different hub.
Sure.
A different place where there was, that
other
is all
things,
speculative.
yeah,
Yeah, a lot of
course,
variables, a lot of
course.
ins, a lot of outs, and ups and downs. Okay? But that is big news in the comic book world. We have now a three-headed monster, which Lunar, Penguin Random House, and Diamond.
The Cerebus of distribution.
Yeah.
He's only got 2 heads themselves.
Yeah. No, I think Service is 3.
Okay.
I think he has 3.
So
But
that for me.
yeah, it's big news. It's interesting, and man, I'm blown away by it. As a vendor, it's pretty crazy. It's a lot like my old job was, where I had a lot of different vendors. So it was actually really easy for me to make this switch. Well, I know some of my colleagues are not as thrilled with it.
Sure.
But all of these guys do something different when it comes to shipping, customer service, packing.
We don't need to get into that, though.
This and that. But yeah, it's good stuff.
Sure.
The Little Mermaid
Oh, yeah, we're going right
is out in theaters. This is the live-action Little Mermaid that has been fraught with lots of online criticism.
Controversy.
Controversy.
Blackwashing allegations.
This and that, as those of us remember, the original animated one, Ariel's a smoking hot redhead.
Sure.
And the rest of the people are white.
Well, I mean, Ursula, purple.
Purple? She's purple.
Yeah,
that's true.
I believe in the original draft of the story to the 1989 Disney was Ursula was supposed to be King Triton's sister.
Interesting.
So I don't know where the color diversion happened.
Yes.
But just a little, tidbit for you.
Well, we have Javier
seen it, by the way.
Javier Bardem as King Triton. Clearly Hispanic in nature.
Sure.
But I think it does make some sense. And the reason we're bringing this up is because of that controversy, of the whitewashing and blackwashing and minority washing of certain things. We witnessed it in a little bit in Wakanda Forever with Namor being vaguely Hispanic.
Vaguely Hispanic.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the sequel. Where Wakanda he needs to build the wall to keep the Atlanteans out.
You crazy son.
Because of the cartels. The Atlantean cartels are driving people, good Atlanteans, to Wakanda. They need safe haven, Wakanda.
Listen,
Let them in.
Let them in. They need help. Okay?
They're great, okay?
Yeah, help, a hand out, or a hand up, not a hand out.
Exactly.
Okay?
You teaching. I'm sure there's a teaching a man to fish joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
And
but
Wakanda needs some good people, good leaf blowers.
Speaking of fish, we have a fish lady.
Yes, that's a good segue.
Portrayed by Haley Bailey. And which is always just a funny name to say.
It's hard to. I get it. Can be phonetically, it's hard.
Yes.
Both gorgeous. Halle Berry being gorgeous as well.
Oh, that's where you were going. I wasn't sure.
Going?
Big Tuna, maybe you can enlighten us on some of the onlineness of this movie.
As the resident sea dweller, the Tuna.
Yes.
There's a few things I have to point out. I can't wait till the end. I can't wait for Tuna's takes. All right. So first of all. Namor is not Hispanic. His beef was with the Hispanic people that murdered his people. He is Mesoamerican. Off the Yucatan.
Yucatan.
Also,
Bonita.
in the that's how I say Yucatan. That's my pronunciation.
Yeah.
Well, either way, that's in the movie.
Yeah, there's
some vaguely racist stuff going on there.
There's a lot of stuff in there that we're picking apart. Film classes for the next several years are going to have a lot of meat on that bone.
Oh yeah.
So also in the live action remake, Ursula is the sister of King Triton.
Oh, okay.
There is kind of a beef of you got the power and I got relegated to looking like a really cheap drag queen.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So so having seen it, and we'll talk box office numbers. We'll talk a little bit about the movie itself. But there was a lot of concern early on about the Ariel's appearance, and this is not just simply based on the race of the actress. Whenever they talk about these live-action remakes, the one that always frustrates me the most is The Lion King. I've heard people talk about The Lion King being this live-action remake. It was not live-action.
Yeah, no.
It's animated. It's a different style of animation. It might be photorealistic, but it's still animation, right? So when it came to this movie being adapted, I think this was going to be the biggest, the hardest task for Disney to do live action. Beauty and the Beast, you still have a lot of physical set pieces that can be done. Yes, you're going to do like motion capture for the Beast and these things, but you're going to have the complexity of creating these human-like creatures populating this ocean. You're going to have them with the added under the sea, in the water sort of thing, which has been hit or miss. It looked awesome in Avatar 2. It looked pretty good in Aquaman.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, it didn't look very great in this movie. That's besides the point, though.
It was terrible, sorry.
When they're out into the world, there's a lot more of the physical set pieces that they are in. But I do think that one of the big lightning rods early on in the film, when the first marketing was released for the movie, was the fact that Ariel was going to be black, and it was going to be this black female-led movie, and how much the story might be influenced by that. I will say it is something that as the movie progresses, it's quite clear, like every single set piece the movie takes place in, whether it's in the ocean, whether it's on a boat, whether it's on their like unnamed country island in the Caribbean,
Which is vaguely European, but Caribbean.
There is this sense. I like to, if I had to qualify it, or if I had to name it, I would call it. There's a lot of college textbook photo taking place. And what I mean by that is if you take almost any college textbook, you open up to a picture, and what are you going to see? You're going to see 5 different races. It looks like the UN Security Council. You're going to see somebody sitting in a wheelchair. You're going to see, you're going to see like the diversity is very much forced into it, right?
Were there mermaids in wheelchairs?
You think that in a wheelchair?
Like,
how did she know how to use legs? She should have been a cripple.
Yeah. There's a lot to unpack there.
Feeble. Sorry.
A couple of things though before we get to like the heart of the movie though. Some interesting facts. So the movie did come out. We do have some box office numbers available. In terms of its domestic and international release, it got that 4-day bump with the Memorial Day weekend that it intersected with. Its current box office take is listed as 197 million worldwide. 118 of that's coming domestic. Only 78 million is international. And a lot of people are concerned that this movie, I mean, it'll make its money back.
Sure.
It's, I believe, the 5th highest grossing Memorial Day weekend release. It is the highest grossing, let's see here. It is the highest grossing black female-led film. Any guesses as to number 2, gentlemen? Recent movie in the last 5 years.
Recent. 5
or 6 years. Maybe.
I was going to say Set It Off, but that's like 30 years ago. I don't know. What is it?
A black-led female movie?
Black-led female movie.
I don't know, man.
I want to say it's Medea with the,
Nah, I might have to contest that. But that, maybe?
I will say I have a little bit of I have a little bit of hesitation about this because immediately another movie's coming to mind, so I don't know how much I trust this. But according to theinternet.com, actually no, according to Rotten Tomatoes, it's the number 1. The number 2 they have listed as Lupita Nyong'o in Us. However, largest opening weekend for it, but I don't think that that's true.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're considering Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Which they should be.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
regardless of who you... I mean, Shuri should be considered the lead. But even if Shuri's not considered the lead, who's the lead? It's Angela Bassett. Yeah. So either way, it should play out.
That might even be one.
Yeah, that should be one.
I think you're right.
Again, I do think that might be an oversight on the Rotten Tomatoes website. Rotten Tomatoes critics-wise, it's 65% is considered fresh, over 90% audience score. So audiences that are seeing it are liking it. I think the concern for Disney, though, is that 78 million number for the opening weekend.
That's terrible.
That's under 40%. I mean, it's a hair under. It's 39.9%. But the international market is huge. It's very, very huge. And for a movie to be successful in the U.S. but not internationally, that often is a sign of failure. Probably the most recent example that Disney's had with a movie having such a disparate release would be Solo. Now, that's not to say that this movie is not going to make its money back. It will. But again, this could be it could be indicative of a few things. It could be that the story, which again Hans Christian Andersen's story, but it's very much a part of the American psyche, American culture, especially since the '89 animated film. It could be that just this was not a story that sold well in the international markets. I don't think that it's possible to extrapolate this out and say everyone is done with Disney remakes. But I will say Disney has made some very interesting choices in the last few years. Prior to the release this weekend of The Little Mermaid, any guess as to the most recent Disney live-action remake? You're not going to guess it because it didn't come out in theaters.
Oh, was it Mulan?
No, it was after Mulan.
Oh, it was after Mulan.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
Peter Pan and Wendy.
Oh my God, that came out. That's
It
right.
came out. Look at that.
Oh my God.
Disney did a live action
That's
remake
right.
of
I
Peter
don't
Pan.
remember.
Jude Law
That's
as
what I'm
Captain
saying.
Hook. The movie hit
Oh, yeah,
3
my
weeks
wife
ago,
watched it.
maybe
She loved
Disney
it.
Plus, and no one's watched it.
No
No
one saw
one's
it.
talking about
My
it.
wife
They
watched it.
probably knew that was going to be the case, so they moved it to Disney Plus.
That's interesting.
Same
Now-
with Pinocchio.
And so I do think that there is a maybe some concern about some of the remakes, but again, Disney's moving forward. They've got other things coming down the pipe. But yeah, so in regards to Little Mermaid, though, I think what is going to make or break this movie is going to be the repeat viewings.
Yeah.
Is this going to be something that again the children this generation, is this going to be something that they grow up with? I don't think it has the staying power as the original.
No.
Because the original is so groundbreaking and different.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now we're getting a remake of the original. I just don't see many people going back to the well.
What's
I wouldn't
the,
even call it a remake. It's called a retread because that's exactly what it is.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
With just some filler in there.
Yeah.
There's some legitimate, like almost line for line
Yeah.
dialogue. Probably the biggest addition. So all these movies, you'll notice, all the Disney remakes have original songs, and that's intentional. That helps
Sure.
get them the ability
Yeah.
to win Academy Awards. They
Soundtrack.
can't just solely just stick to the original songs. I will tell you that the Little Mermaids, the live action songs that they did are not good.
No.
I liked Jasmine's song in Aladdin. I like the Beast's song in Beauty and the Beast. I thought both of those were well done. I was like, okay, I get it. But one of the worst songs that Disney has produced. I can only describe it as Woody Allen playing the clarinet. I don't want to hear it, and that is Aquafina.
Clarinet, he means Sun Yi.
as Scuttle doing a Lin-Manuel Miranda style hip hop rap with Sebastian. It's hard to
Well,
listen to.
Aquapana voices Scuttle,
Yeah.
and she's got the voice of a chain smoker,
Yeah.
and her singing voice is terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was going to get somebody to voice a seagull, yeah, it would
Yeah.
be Aquafina.
Yeah.
Fine, got an awful voice, but don't sing.
Yeah.
Bring in somebody to sing for you.
But I like the connection it makes to it because okay,
What?
Okay, if the world was built this way, where people spontaneously sing,
Sure.
not everybody has a good voice,
Absolutely, those people would be killed that.
but it's also a seagull.
sure.
But like you said, it sounds like a seagull's voice.
Right. But at the same time,
It
though,
sounds like a seagull that smoked 5 packs a day. It's
yes,
absolutely-
she's not got a good voice. Great actress.
What's the runtime?
Dude,
It's like-
okay,
it's long.
that is a problem. It's
That's my problem.
It's over 2 hours.
Yeah, 1989, 83 minutes.
83 minutes.
Captures everything you
That's
need.
that's what you need to do.
This is long. Makes no sense to be that long.
and that's why you're not going to get the kids long term.
You can't get these TikTok kids to sit there for 2
Dude,
hours.
no, you're absolutely right.
Like this, yeah. There's a problem with the attention span.
Now, the movie's not made for us. Okay,
Well-
it's not made for us. Our age group.
Well,
Well.
you don't find that a lot of adults have a thing with Disney.
I do.
They're the ones that have the outrage because they have such an attachment.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand you're saying that
But
they're
like the
making
three
it
guys
for
in
the
this
youth.
room.
Right,
Yeah.
sure. We all probably gonna have to sit through it eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to sit through it for the show.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I don't think kids are it doesn't have the repeat value of
Yeah.
the original because it doesn't have the vibrant kind of, at the time, groundbreaking animation, the songs.
Yes.
That sound great to our ears.
Yeah. And yeah, it's all about pacing with children. That's why
Yeah.
if you get a long kids movie, it doesn't
It doesn't work.
because you can't go rewatch it. But you could go rewatch 83 minutes.
Absolutely.
And I think even as a boy, I watched it at least two
Oh, yeah,
times.
me too.
Yeah, but my mom liked it too.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. You know,
Yeah.
and I will say, like, the reason I feel like because 89 was kind of the kickoff to the Disney, what they call the Disney Renaissance.
Yeah.
From 89 up until, I believe, Tarzan. So 99.
Yeah.
89 to 99 was kind of like, maybe Mulan too. Is that... What year was that?
Tarzan is after Mulan.
Is it really?
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
so it was a 10-year span. I think we're in the Disney Dark Ages now. So we're past the Renaissance into the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
We're doing these retreads, kicking off with Jon Favreau's Jungle Book, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah,
It told the
all
same
right.
story, but there was contemporary humor in there. The voice actors were great.
He didn't do Jungle Book. He did
Favreau? Yeah, he did.
Favreau did Jungle Book.
He did.
Yeah,
Sure did.
yeah.
Huh.
Did you remember who voiced King Louis in the remake?
Oh boy.
Oh my God,
Walken.
guys! I'm thinking. No, I was thinking of a Jumanji. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm sorry.
Zathura?
Yeah, Zathura. Yeah. It's like I was like, no, it was Zathura, but no,
Right.
I was. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, you are right. I apologize.
But I feel like these retreads are kind of not only giving us the same story, they don't have the attention grabbing power of animation. Because this movie doesn't look good. If you're doing underwater stuff, there's no
gotta look-
middle ground.
yeah.
There is no middle ground.
Yeah, you're right.
It looks great or it looks bad. And it's just there's no real heart to this movie. Prince Eric, again, I mean, granted, in the original, he's got no personality.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But in this movie, he's more of a caricature of a person than the cartoon. This guy has I don't even know what the actor's name is, no charisma. And so I guess I understand that, but Disney's trying to push that. All men are
upcoming,
doofuses.
the next 3 confirmed. So they're in some stage of production.
Right.
Okay. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Webb is directing that.
Oh.
Now, what's interesting about these remakes, though, is that Disney makes them stay so true to the material. Most people do not realize that Aladdin was directed by
Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Lock, Stock, and 3 Magic Wishes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Snow White, Mark Webb, again. I think I liked what he did with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
Sure.
500 Days of Summer.
Yeah.
Right?
No, not really, but
Well,
I didn't care
I mean,
for the movie, sorry.
teach their own. Yeah, everyone has their own Deschanel. The next one that has officially been announced is actually a prequel. I'm interested to see how this plays out, but it's Mufasa. We're going to be seeing
God.
kind of the origins.
Dude, Mufasa's story would be dope.
I hope we find out what Scar was called before he had the scar, right?
I'm with you on that. I mean, I'm glad they're not going the route of like doing what a Cruella. Yeah, where they're gonna retell. They should. I thought they would do a Scar story.
the protagonist.
Yeah, they make Scar like a good guy or a misunderstood anti-hero.
They
where
kinda
like
did
he's
that with
born like
Maleficent.
a lion, but he thinks he's a hyena, so he like has to fight for hyena rights at this point. I think that's where we're gonna go with it.
I've got it. This is what happens because Mufasa's older, right?
Sure.
Okay. When Mufasa was born, he's like a spoiled, because he's going to be king.
yeah.
So when he sees his brother
He claws him
as
Sure.
a kid,
Okay.
and then they call him Scar because of that.
Okay.
Also-
I like
His
it.
original name was Steven.
Steven Scar.
Steven Scar.
Also, the
Skarsgård.
the last two. So we are getting a live action Lilo and Stitch. I've never sat through Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, it's so good.
It was one of the early Disney movies that had to be reanimated due to 9/11.
Really? What was the?
There's a sequence in the movie. I only know this because I've seen the comparison. There's a sequence in the movie where like a spaceship is shooting at something.
Okay.
But they're on a spaceship.
Right.
But it was originally like an
airplane.
like an airplane, like
Oh.
a 737.
Yeah.
But then also the one that I kind of left off the list, but it should be considered, is that we are getting this live action reimagining Dwayne the Rock Johnson Moana.
Oh, yeah.
Which again I don't think will be very successful. If it is, I mean that movie we're talking about 7 years removed from the release.
Yeah.
I mean maybe 8 or so after post production. That's such a recent thing.
Yeah.
I mean 89 to 2023 for
That's a
the
long
Little
time.
Mermaid.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah, that's right.
But
around the
7
corner.
years?
But they should wait.
That makes no sense.
They should wait another 10 to 15 years to do Moana because then The Rock can get big. He can get like fat and it'll be fine.
It'd be like the
Yeah,
okay, fair enough.
he'll be the age
Right, sure.
where it's acceptable. That could be his grace, going into his autumn years.
Sure.
And then and
You
then
get
the
Roman
kids,
Reigns to play like the
but then the kids who saw it are grown up.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the game. Like,
Well,
this is so
I think that's
stupid.
why they're the 7
so
years.
stupid.
Everyone is like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
I still enjoyed the original Moana.
Yeah,
I don't hate
it's
it.
not
yet.
played out yet.
So,
Don't kill me yet.
The Minions sent this to me.
Oh.
That are watching live, even though this is not live.
so.
Black Panther: Wakanda Forever's opening weekend domestic was $181 million. That's twice as much.
Yeah.
as The Little Mermaid did.
That
so
should
I don't
be-
know why Rotten Tomatoes did not include that, because I don't see how you cannot, like, absolutely 100% Black Panther Wakanda Forever is a black female-led movie.
Absolutely.
Again, the top 3 protagonists in that movie are all black female women. So I don't know.
They're like, yeah, but people come for Martin Freeman, all right? They stay for Okoye.
That's a good point.
So if we're
those-
doing Snow White, the remake, has there been any actors confirmed, or are they going to do the whole gender or race swap thing with it?
Okay, so we do have some interesting casting for sure.
Oh, here we go.
Rachel Ziegler, you did not see her in Shazam: Fury of the Gods because I've seen the box office numbers there.
Yeah.
You may have seen her as Maria. Maria, she reminds me of a West Side Story, which I've heard great things about. I still have not
haven't
watched.
It's good. Well, the original I enjoy.
Yeah, well, it's a big inspiration on Romeo and Juliet. She's playing Snow White, evil queen. Any guesses, gentlemen? I'll give you a hint with this one.
Okay.
It is also a DC actress playing the evil queen. That narrows it
Is
down.
it Gal Gadot?
It's Gal Gadot.
Holy crap.
okay.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, somebody who is beautiful, then, not thinking that she's beautiful.
Right.
They are also going to be. They are going to be looking to cast. I'm just going to go beep, and then we'll just add in like whatever the culturally sensitive form of short person is.
Right.
But they're not going to do what they did for Snow White and the Huntsman, where they take Ian McShane and like shrink him down. Like they're not going to Hobbit them.
Are they going to Charlie Chocolate Factory them?
There's only one, at least on the Wikipedia. There's only one confirmed cast member playing Grumpy, Martin Kleba, which, looking at his picture, I 100% know he's... So we'll put his picture up on the screen here, because you'll probably recognize him from some projects. But yeah, again, I think the heart of the question really is there anything that makes these movies worth people wanting to go see? Because if a remake's done, they're going to sit down and watch it.
Yeah.
Again, people are going to watch Peter Pan and Wendy on Disney Plus. But I mean, again, is there anything bringing you to the table other than 2 or 3 original songs?
Yeah.
Maybe this hot and well-known actor right now is cast in this role.
Right.
Is there anything that's really drawing people in to watch these movies? I really don't know anymore.
I think if you're going to do this, you need to... I'm okay with it if you're going to do the race swap, if you're going to go all the way with it.
Yeah.
For like Snow White, go Snow Black. You know what I'm saying? Get a... call it Snow Black and the 7 Pygmies, and we'll go from there. And she's like, she doesn't get poisoned. She's like weak from like sickle cell.
Oh my God.
And we'll get Kevin Hart to play all of them, all the dwarves. What do you think?
Hey, man.
He's Uncle Tom Thumb.
He's I've been dealing with this for a long time, guys. So I love him, and he's got some interesting points. He's got some interesting
But
points.
would you go watch that if they're going to be overtly, inoffensively offensive? Would you go watch that?
No, because
what would you say that if the camera was off?
I wouldn't go watch it because I don't like Kevin Hart.
Okay,
so you lose me at Kevin Hart.
Okay, no Kevin Hart.
Okay, no Kevin Hart.
Just somebody else. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, I'm a
up and
fan.
coming short people actors coming in.
Yeah.
Like, if they're going to be kind of true to the story, but race swapping it with African themes.
Yeah.
That's how I would be okay with that.
I would totally be down with
That's
that.
what. Okay. Yeah. Granted, I was a little crass coming in.
Yeah,
but I had a point.
I loved, even though it's weird, a little weird now, but like The Wiz.
Sure.
Okay,
all right. This is Roman's version of like, I have a black friend.
Oh my gosh. I think that those things are interesting because I like to see from that different perspective, and it's a great way to show how these stories, like every culture tells a story like
it's
this.
the same story, but it's
yes,
different. There's different embellishments.
Yes,
and and again, Wiz not a great movie, but I like the concept.
The concept is great.
That's right.
That's
what I'm saying. That's what would draw you in. Mm-hmm. So good point. Yeah.
But but you can't go, Snow Black and then do the exact same story.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you got to do you
got to do something that has it make sense, and I'm totally down with that. I love something like Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
Yes,
where we have
this
motif, this framework, but it's a, for lack of a better term, more modern version of that story.
Right. Yeah.
Of the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Is it both the Iliad and the Odyssey?
It's just the Odyssey.
Okay, of the Odyssey. So I love that type of clever storytelling.
Right.
I wish
Which
we could
Disney's
get
missing.
I
They're
know.
missing the point.
If you're going to make it this long,
Right.
and you're going to try to gear it a little bit more
Towards
adult,
right, or not even adult, but for modern
times.
audiences, with the quote unquote wokeness.
Yes.
Don't just crowbar in colored minority actors just because you want to appease somebody. Make it make sense to the story.
Yeah.
That's going to make it not so contrived and placating to races.
Now, I do like, and I don't know if they get as close as this, but it would be really cool if his daughters were all representative of it's 7 Seas, right?
Okay, and they kind of are.
Okay.
Because when you realize,
I like
like legitimately, because they only
Makes
refer
sense.
to Ariel's
makes
mom
sense,
in a singular way, but like this guy was in all 7 seasons.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like there's
He's a
like
real seaman,
there's
man.
like there's the there's like it's like there's a Swedish. There's like pretty much every like ethnic group is represented.
That
Again,
makes
See, that
sense.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
I'm okay with that. That's so smart.
Yes.
And that'd be cool if like he's got like he rules it all, but like he's got queens and princesses.
Right.
But give me that. I like that idea.
do
That
too.
story is cool.
And they're all coming after him for child support.
Oh my gosh, yeah. He's got to pay his sand dollars, baby.
$10.
Shekels.
Shekels, there you go. Sure.
$10.
This got us thinking
Yeah.
in a way of let's do some race swapping, guys. All right, we're going to do it. We've got some stories that we think are either predominantly white or predominantly black,
Right.
and we're going to recast them.
Off to the races is what we're calling this segment. That's what you said, but in the pre-pro.
That was not what I said. But does anybody want to kick it off, or would you like me to
You're the
set
host.
the tone? Okay, I've got the tone. I'm going to go one comic book and one movie.
Oh,
Okay, so I would like to see the Fantastic Four, all black cast,
Mm-hmm.
and this is my cast.
okay.
Idris Elba's the Thing.
Okay.
Gotta hide that pretty man.
love
Can't have
it.
him distracting.
No,
us.
he's got a great voice,
Did you
too.
say Idris Elba's Thing?
Yes,
I would
Idris
watch
Elba
that
as
all
the
day.
Thing. Kelly Washington
Ooh.
as Invisible Woman.
Okay.
I love her. She's elegant. She's a great actor. She also played who's the blind chick in Fantastic Four? Thing's girlfriend.
Oh, I forgot her name.
Alicia.
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 Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. That's
So
true.
she played in the original Fantastic Four. She was Alicia, but she's strong. She deserves if she wants a great MCU role, that would be cool. I want to give Michael B. Jordan another chance.
Wow, he was in mine too.
Yep, I want to give him another chance because I do think that he could be. What's the word I'm looking for? He could be
Leading
a
man
great.
material.
Yeah, he could be a great Human Torch if they let him play the Human Torch the way he is in comics, but make him how in black culture, like find the two, where he's maybe he's not an actor, but he's a big sports guy beforehand.
Right.
Because now he can't do sports.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
He's got these powers.
That's true.
So there's story there.
Yeah, there is
make
story
it
there.
make
You're
sense.
right, you're right.
But in the comics, he's this actor / model, and
yeah, everything.
yeah. So give him. He could totally play that
Yes.
motif and do it well. Maybe he's a little older
Right.
than we want. My Mr. Fantastic would be, and you're gonna have to help me with the name. I forgot to write it down. He's from Atlanta, not Childish Gambino, but he's in a.
Yes.
sorry. Yeah, look it up.
Lakeith, okay.
Yes, Lakeith.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got you. I'm
Give
there
me
with
that.
you.
And then my Doctor Doom
Yes.
is Will Smith.
Oh, okay.
I think he leans.
He leads with an iron fist.
He leans
Or iron.
into his public, the people not really liking him,
Sure.
and he gets to win us back as a villain.
Lakeith Stanfield.
Lakeith Stanfield
Oh,
as my
okay.
Mr. Fantastic. Sorry, I thought I wrote it down and I
Yeah.
just did not. And then, like I said, Will Smith is our Victor Von Doom.
Right.
I think that and I like the idea that we kind of hit on earlier about like telling that story, but through that lens.
Yes.
You get, you get Jordan Peele or you get a Mark Bernard and you get somebody who can do through the lens of black culture, but make it make sense because you can still base it in New York.
Of course.
You can still, or you go, no, you got to base it in New York because we got to keep some things because it makes sense for everybody to be there.
Right.
But tons of diversity there for it to make some
Melting
sense.
pot, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of these films nowadays are they tend to see things through like a microscope where they focus on one thing so close.
Yeah.
As opposed to like looking at it through like I hate the cheesy metaphor, but like a kaleidoscope. Everything's fractured and colored.
Yeah.
There's more going on there. It's
Yeah.
more interesting than just I'm looking at germs now.
Yeah.
It's terrible. What's your other one?
So my movie is one
Yes.
of my favorite movies. I don't even want to spoil things for you because it was a movie that I found late in life, but it's 1989's Harlem Nights.
Okay.
It is a who's who of
Good
black
movie.
comedy,
Yeah.
and it has it's comedic. It's got action. It's got a story. It reflects the time of like during like bootlegging in America, speakeasies, and it's really interesting. Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Is kind of the protege to Richard Pryor.
Yeah, yeah.
Sugar Ray, who owns this, it's a candy shop, but in the back they have a casino, dancing.
Mark
you know,
McGrath.
it's a speakeasy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's got all of these amazing black comedians, Red Fox, and there's so many that to recast. I couldn't do everybody, but my Eddie Murphy, my Quick, Andrew Santino,
Yes.
which
Ooh, okay.
which then makes my Richard Pryor, Bill Burr.
There you go.
Okay? You got Red Fox in there, you know, the old timer, this and that. I think modern, I think Ron White. Okay?
That's perfect. That's
and I
perfect,
think,
man.
and then there's a boxer in there.
Yeah.
He goes by Jack Johnson, I think. And Stan Shaw plays him. And we get
okay.
Brendan Schaub.
There you go.
Comedian, fighter. He can play the kind of like
Awful podcaster.
stupid thing.
Yeah.
You know, you can play the, you know, that because he's kind of like a punch drunk boxer in the movie. So you can have a punch drunk MMA guy, and instead of it being a speakeasy, it's like a
Dispensary?
it's like a weed easy. Yeah, something like that.
I like it.
You know, maybe they do ice cream or they
Right.
do, you know, because Santino's from Chicago,
Yeah.
Burr's from Boston.
Yeah.
I think we could lean in more Boston.
Yeah, of course.
And you know, I don't know, like there's a story
There's
there
there.
that could be really
There's something
funny
there.
through the white lens, but inspired by that.
Right.
And I mean, no disrespect, the movie's great, but that would be an
No,
interesting
but I
movie.
know you bring up an interesting dichotomy because it's almost hard to say these days that why can't black culture influence white culture to the point where we can remake a black movie like that?
Yeah.
You couldn't.
Yeah.
Because the outrage would be too immense. But why not? If a story's a story, it
Yeah.
shouldn't matter. But again, putting a twist on that, I see it this way.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't it be any different?
And then you
know?
could do this movie. You could set it in the early or the mid 2000s.
Yeah, I was
you
gonna
know?
say,
So
before
before
there
it's
was a crackdown on the
because
on
the movie's in
yeah.
1989, but it takes place, you know, during Prohibition.
Absolutely, yeah.
So like,
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
I mean, it writes itself
It
if
kinda
you guys
does.
are smart enough. You know, I can't. I'm just an idea guy. All right,
Yes.
Eric, what do you got for us? What do you-
Okay, well, I'm going.
I'm
My
very
first
curious.
one, is my white movie with the black cast is going to be Ghostbusters.
Ooh,
But it's going to be called Ghostbusters, and it's going to be we're going to have the 3 black mains and the 1 white guy.
oh, I love it.
And guess what? They go around beating up white people.
Oh my god.
So we got let me give you. So they're like angry Antifa people, right?
Go for it. Go.
Oh, I'm going. Okay.
Yeah.
So for the
I'm
white
listening.
race trader, John Mulaney.
For those of you listening,
Yeah. Yes.
I've sat.
He sat, I
took
got
a
him to seat down.
Yeah.
First time in the
First
show's
time.
history. Yes.
Yeah.
For the Dan Aykroyd character, I've got to go someone like, actually I'm going to go Egon first. Harold Ramis played it great, but I don't know if this guy's still alive. I think he might be. Dick Gregory.
Dick Gregory.
One of the angriest comedians out there. Kind of set the template for the angry urban
Is
comedian.
that the Beans Above the Frank?
No,
No.
that's Keith David.
Keith David.
Yeah,
dang
Dick
it.
Gregory's a great old-time
Sorry.
comedian. Yeah, no, you're good. I don't know if he's still alive, but I think he could still bring
see.
the ethos of Egon.
Okay.
For my Bill Murray character,
Ooh, this is the kicker. Okay.
Kevin Hart. He's got the sarcasm, man. He's quick. He's got the sarcasm. You don't like that one, huh?
I just don't like Kevin Hart that
Fair
much.
enough. Dude,
I like
things
things with-
though. When he wants to
I do like Kevin Hart projects,
Right.
but I'm not going to watch it because of Kevin Hart. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. And then, funny enough, my Dan Aykroyd, Childish Gambino, Donald Glover. He's kind of the weirdo. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Yeah, I think he almost. He's on the spectrum, but you know what I mean. It can do it positively.
Yeah.
And then, I already did the race trader, so it was John Mulaney.
Okay, yeah.
And as the big bad, we're gonna go Ben Shapiro is the one they're gonna take down. he's what was the Zool?
Zool. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
he kind of looks like Zool. Or Gozer.
Gozer. Yeah, there we go.
Gozer doesn't care about your feelings.
Yeah, just like Ben Shapiro. But then for the inverse,
Okay.
we're gonna I want to remake Boys in the Hood with a whole white cast. Boys in the Burbs.
Boys in the... Oh, my gosh.
Yep,
Okay,
yep, yep.
I like it.
So we're gonna go. So instead of South Central Los Angeles, it's gonna take place in the affluent neighborhood of Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
And for my Trey character, I want to get Andrew Garfield.
Okay.
So he'd be playing the Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
role. So and for the Ice Cube character, we're gonna get oh my God, not Macklemore, the other one. He's the white rapper in all these other videos.
MGK?
No, I can't remember him.
Weird Al.
Weird Al would be great. And then I'll try to. I'll get it here in a second.
Yeah, sorry.
But no, it's all good. And then for the Lawrence Fishburne playing Furious, I might have to go with Eddie Murphy.
Really?
Yeah. Or not Eddie Murphy. Sorry.
I was like,
Hang on.
what?
Oh yeah, I got a little backed up there. So because I got to keep it white here. Got to keep it white and right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking of a kind of a who would be a good Furious.
Good Furious. Somebody who...
He's a Larry Fishburne type.
yeah.
So let's go. Let's go McConaughey.
McConaughey.
Yeah. He's got to guide his affluent son
Yeah.
through the colleges and
Yes.
all of his white privilege.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? And instead of Ricky getting shot, as in Boys in the Hood, he gets a injury playing lacrosse.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he's got it. Yeah. So it just kind of writes itself.
Okay, all right. I'm good with that. Now, Big Tuna, I felt it. Were you going to do Ghostbusters?
I was not.
Okay. Oh, okay.
No. I'm gonna go with a classic mid '90s movie, swapping it, giving white actors their shot. You know, because they need the work.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going with Friday.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So for my picks here, I just went with 4 of the big characters in the movie, the kind of prominent roles. I kind of tried to think of like who would be an actor I think could embody the character, but like we obviously put a different spin on it. So for Craig, obviously like that's like the hardest to cast, but I had to figure like who's gonna be the person that like a studio would cast that would be like who's gonna be the lead in this movie. And whenever you ask someone who's gonna be the lead in this movie in 2023, the answer is Chris Pratt.
Ah.
I like it.
I think Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I think he would play off like the style and character that that Ice had in the original movie. Obviously, his right hand man Smokey. I needed to think of someone that could play a character that was witty but annoying. So like a friend that you wanted to like who wouldn't know to stop talking, so you have to tell him to shut up. And this is kind of a weird pull for me, but Dave Franco. I think I could see him kind of like yappy.
Yeah,
just kind of like continue because like Smokey is always talking in that movie, and Chris Tucker does it so well.
Yeah.
For Debo, I figure like we got to have someone with a physical demanding presence. John Cena.
Dude, I was going to say John Cena.
There we go.
I was on it. John Cena, yeah.
So John Cena there. My last one is going to be a controversial pick because Willie, who is Craig's dad.
Yeah, Craig's dad. Like
John Witherspoon, man, like that actor like is so perfect for that role. But I had to think like, who is the white John Witherspoon? And
I've got somebody in mind.
It's gonna be weird if we're 2 for 2 on this one. Chevy Chase.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, we had
I could see him, kind of relating to Chris Pratt's character and that kind of stuff, and like giving kind of like the heartfelt, like you know what I'm talking. If you've seen Friday, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so that was kind of my thoughts.
My pick, not living anymore, so it couldn't happen. Would have been Jerry Stiller.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Jerry Stiller
that would have been that's great.
Same energy.
Yeah.
Same energy.
Oh, the rapper I was thinking of to play the Ice Cube in my movie was Harlow.
Oh, okay. Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
White Man Can't Jump.
Boys in the Birds.
Another remake that nobody knew came out or watched. It's on Hulu.
Yeah. Did you have a white movie, an inverse movie?
I didn't, but that might be something that will need to carry over to our next episode.
I think that's a good idea. Right. I kind of want to rewrite my Ghostbusters one too.
Your Ghostbusters one was a little bit
It's going to be the
interesting.
Antifa versus the Proud Boys.
Oh my god, that's for the sequel. That's for the sequel.
Oh yeah, that's the sequel. Yeah.
Kids, that's our show. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Let us know what you think below. If you had a good time with this subject, are you excited about the demise of Diamond Distributions? I don't know where I'm going to get my toys from, guys. Eric,
yes.
any final thoughts for us?
Race don't matter. gender, don't matter. Just give us a good story.
Just tell us a good
Just
story.
tell us a
I
good
like
story.
that.
That's it.
Yeah. And
yeah,
fresh,
we were having fun here. That's it. That's all
and
that
fresh
was.
off
That's all
Little
this was.
Mermaid's tuna takes.
Yeah, so I'm going to put the release of this movie is, I believe, in the next 2 weeks. It's supposed to be getting a wide release. June 16th is the release of the movie. So there's a horror comedy that's coming out. Kind of an interesting premise. It's going to be one of those movies that I think people of a white demographic might be slow to go see because you kind of got to feel out how people are going to feel about the movie. The movie's called The Blackening. Mm-hmm. And if you've seen no marketing for the movie, you might be able to guess by the title. It's a horror comedy. It's kind of a spoofish sort of movie about a group of friends, cabin weekend, so someone's killing them off. But the way that they are picked off and kind of the games, the jigsaw-like games they have to play, are all about like who's the blackest of them.
Oh my god,
I like it. I love it.
It looks like it's leaning really, really heavily into like race is gonna be like the central part. There's
Perfect.
a very clever line in the trailer where someone's like, "Are you gonna be like are you gonna sit down or are you gonna be like Rosa Parks?" And it's like that's what she did, like I mean like clever writing, but again it's kind of one of those things where it's like
it's gonna walk the line.
It's gonna walk the line, and I'm a believer that like if it's a good movie, if it's funny, everyone should be able to enjoy it. I think more people in this world need to be offended. Mm-hmm. I think that when people get... it's kind of that whole, like, whenever people can't be critiqued, those are the people that should be critiqued. And so nowadays, with people going back and, oh, don't listen to my rap lyrics, or, oh, this could never get made today, and these things, like, there is still a place for Tropic Thunder in this world.
Yeah, I agree.
And so, yeah, make good movies, make them funny, make people make fun of themselves and our culture and society. Don't target one group. If we all can't hold a mirror up to ourselves and laugh, if we take ourselves that seriously, then you're not a serious person.
Kids, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I have been your host, Roman Chavez.
So Eric Icarus.
And for the Big Tuna, we will catch you on the next podcast.